Minecraft, technically good? Question mark? Welcome to a Farlands or Bust live stream. You could tell it's a live stream because I am here. I'm not, I don't participate in the episodes. It is July 29th, 2022 here on Twitch. The last time we played was the 21st, and we're at 43,211 megabytes of the world save file. Let's do this. Get our woofs ready. Woof! I heard it! It's hard to hear. Sorry, you might also be hearing through my microphone. Woof, there's another one, just for good measure. The air conditioning unit that I have on in the background is very, very warm here. Oh, look at that zombie. He's very, very warm. Look at that creeper! Gotta go! Listen, you. I won't have any of this shenanigans. Alright. I've had enough of that. I've had enough of it! My wits are at an end. At an end, I say! Go on, get. Oh, I have a boat. Oh, that's the wrong way. That's east. Look at that zombie cooling off in the water. Look at him go. Oh, damn it. There we go. That's a screenshot for the thumbnail. Indeed. Doing a stream thing here. Do I need wool? Not really. I need dirt, though. I don't know why I don't have any dirt. Did I not dig that hidey hole? Was it a pre-made hidey hole? Was it all out of stone? Who knows? Who remembers? Nobody remembers. And there's no VOD or video you could look up to see. But we're continuing west here in Minecraft Beta 173. Live on Twitch. Very warm. Very hot here in the Seattle area. We have none air conditioning. Less the little mobile unit that I have here. Just trying to endure. I had been saying I should put my office down in the basement, where it's cool, but where it's also Juno. To keep Juno company. I waited too long. We got our heat wave. Although usually the Seattle area gets like a heat wave that lasts a couple days. I remember in the past I bought this air conditioner and like used it for a day and then never used it for the rest of the year. This one has lasted the whole week. And then they extended it as if like people are the ones deciding the temperature. I think it was only supposed to last through Thursday, but now it's like through tomorrow it's going to be 90s until next week it drops back down to more seasonal temperatures in the 70s. But yeah, I could still move the office to the basement and keep Juno company. I feel like that could be good. I'd have a lot more control over the lighting as well. Since there are none windows down there, the lighting that I would be the ones I bring with me. We did spend yesterday hanging out with Juno in the basement. On the couch. Just doing a chit-chat with Juno and Kurt and chat. I think that worked. I think that was well received. Wolfie? Wolfie? Uh-oh. Where's this noodle? There he is! He emerged from the depths of the ocean. That always worries me. This wasn't a particularly big ocean, but it was an ocean, and we all know what happened to the last 5 wolves, or the first 5 wolves we tamed in this game. The hearse video caught me off guard. Is it legal in every state to just drive around in that? Are you asking because it's a hearse, or are you asking because the steering wheel is on the right-hand side of the car? I mean, certainly some states are starting to put more regulations on registering and importing vehicles, even if they meet the requirement of being 25 years old. Generally, I think they probably target the more sports cars sort of vehicles, but no, yeah, as long it's called the 25-year rule. As long as a vehicle is 25 years old or older, you can import it like a non-US sold, non-US built, non-USDM vehicle. You can import it and register it. Again, on a kind of a state-by-state basis. California might be more difficult if it doesn't meet their smog regulations. The previous owner is the one who imported it through a dealer. There's many companies now that's all they do, is that they find and import cars either that they think are worth importing, or this guy particularly requested a hearse, a Japanese Toyota Crown hearse, and they found one, bought it on an auction in Japan, and imported it. 2 years ago, since it's a 95, 2 years ago was 25 years. Oh, connecting to chat. I don't have a connection to chat, everybody. Y'all are just saying so many poignant things, and you have so many well-versed questions and interesting topics to discuss, and I can't see a single one. Welcome to the chat room. I'm back. Oh, I missed everything. The last thing I saw was like old Land Rovers. So yeah, I haven't driven it yet, but the girlfriend says it's fine. She says it's kind of weird making right-hand turns because you're like at the curb. you're right next to the curb you're turning around, and like she has some hesitation when like parking and like driving it into our driveway and through our gate and into the garage, just because the perspective is all off. Need a boat. I need some wood. How do they park in Japan? I mean, you know why it's right-hand steering, right? Like, you understand that. I mean, the girlfriend asked, because it's not... If you're not totally cognizant of it. It's right-hand drive, because they drive on the left side of the road. Just like in the UK. And some other countries. as the driver, being positioned on the inside of the lane allows you to see around cars in front of you when making turns or when passing. It's smart. I guess I just assume, like, people understand that concept, but I guess if you don't ever think about it, you don't ever think about it. Is parallel parking easier then? I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, it depends on what side of the road you're parallel parking. If it's a one-way street, you can parallel park on the left or the right. If anything, I feel like it would be more difficult because you don't know then how far you're sticking out on the left side once you park. Because it's on the other side of you. I don't... It's not... It's not that it's... Like when I said she has some hesitation parking and pulling into the driveway, it's not because it's any more difficult. It's because it's not what we're used to. When pulling into the driveway, we're used to being on the other side of the car and seeing these corners and knowing when to turn in. But since we're not used to that, because we drive on the left-hand side, you know, just like I'm sure if you brought a left-hand drive car to Japan and gave it to a Japanese driver who was used to driving on the right side, they'd have the same kind of, like, perspective issues. I don't know, it's not bad sight lines, it's different sight lines. Your brain is used to the cues that you learned how to drive with and have been driving with for the past 25 years or whatever. Yeah, mail trucks. A right-hand drive. Real easy to parallel park, but probably a little bit different to make a left turn with oncoming traffic. I don't know, that's kind of the only thing, like, I would be worried about. Just because, like, even driving on the left, if there's, like, a truck across the intersection from me making a left-hand turn, and I'm trying to make a left-hand turn, and we both have, like, the green, but I can't see around the truck to, like, know if it's safe to make the left-hand turn, I just won't go. And that really pisses people off behind me. But it's like, sorry, I'm not going to take your word for it, or accept your honks. That means it's safe to go and then get completely sideswiped by an oncoming car I didn't see. You dang jackass. Get off my tail.
Look at us. Hey.
Jinglestog!
Huh? Look at us. Say it again. Look at us.
Any new heat waves floating around?
Jinglestog, thank you for 50 months. Coming back with that Twitch Prime. Bezos, buckos. And the first sub-resub of the day. Thank you very much. Sub-tub. Whoa! Is it hot in Minecraft today? There was a zombie swimming in the water when we started, so one can presume he was cooling off. On account of that he would normally burst into flames in the sun. But that's neither here nor there. Indeed. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. I was like talking about something before we started. I'm like, I should save this for Farlands streaming, and then I forgot. I saw Twitter that NASA is holding another NASA tweet up for the first launch of the Artemis mission to the moon. Right now, the launch is set for August 29th. And apparently it's like a 3-day affair. There's the tweet up is for like the 2 days prior and then the day of the launch. You can sign up if you're a US citizen and you have 2 forms of government issued ID. You just have to travel to Florida to go watch the launch, like I did for the Juno tweet up and the SpaceX tweet up that the launch didn't happen. And like 3 or 4 times prior trying to watch a space shuttle launch, that didn't happen. Yeah, I thought about it, but then I looked at like flights and like there are really no direct flights from Seattle to Florida. But then I also remember all the times I got burned on trying to watch a launch. And also the fact that I haven't been on a plane in 3 or more years. I'd probably get chosen. Just based on the previous ones I've been to, probably. But yeah, I don't know. Also, a lot of the problems they were having with the first rollout of the SLS, and they were fueling it, sounded exactly like the same problems that kept happening every time I went to see a space shuttle launch. No, my boat went away. Come back, boat. I did direct. Yeah, I'm sure there are direct. They're not cheap anymore. Don't break, don't break. Okay. Yeah, it's not a short flight. If it's direct. Well, yeah, that's what I mean. They're using a lot of the same stuff. It's the same. It was always a hydrogen valve. The Sea Gup is what I remember it from the space shuttle days. Kept having leaks that they had to like stop and like, well, we're gonna look at it for a week. Sorry you're here now for the launch. And that sounded a lot like what the problem they were having when they had to roll it back to the VAB. The first time they tried to do like a wet rehearsal of the launch. And I don't trust that, like, not, and certainly for a brand new rocket that's never been launched. Even if they get to the countdown, something's gonna scrub that first attempt at like T-minus 2 seconds or something. I'll eat my hat if that isn't the case. I said that about the Falcon Heavy as well, and that one went, but that didn't have time constraints or a destination to the moon or all the sorts of things that NASA does. But it would be interesting. It'd be the most space shuttle-like launch to happen since the space shuttles. Because it's got the 2 solid rocket boosters. 4 engines as opposed to the 3, which are the exact same engines that the shuttle used. It also went at the last second of the window. I assume SpaceX was just like, ah, if it blows up, it blows up. Just ignore all the warnings and just let it go. Whereas NASA doesn't quite have that flexibility. Allegiant does Seattle to Daytona. Daytona. Is that not how the song goes? I forget. Let's rolling start. Still. I definitely should visit my mom first. Before I go flying across the country to hang out with complete strangers and not watch a rocket launch. The chance of getting hit by space junk coming down to Earth will be up 50% by the next 10 years. Ah, so it'll be 1 in 40 billion as opposed to 1 in 80 billion. Cow, what are you doing in that tree? What are you doing in that tree, cow? This dang tree cow. Oh, I was gonna get a picture of him up there, but I did not get my camera out in time. Ooh. There is like I don't know anything about it, but the space people I do follow on Twitter are talking about there is like a rocket body that is due to re-enter, and they're like the next few tracks do put it over the continental US. I don't know what's up with that though. I didn't look into it any further than the cursory watching the tweet scroll by. Oh, I guess it goes down like this. Is it that Chinese rocket? Probably. Yeah, because they still do uncontrolled re-entry of their rocket stages. I don't know, look into that. Maybe you could see a flaming debris overhead. I don't think the track puts it any higher than, like, Nevada and Colorado, as far as, like, the continental US is concerned. Is this snow not cooling you off? Not bringing you relief to your temperatures. Ah. I did have ice cubes in my drink. They are completely gone. Thank you. We reinstated the melting block of ice emotes. That was the perfect time to use them. Kurt's an old man who yells at weather. Everybody yells at weather. It's like the only thing that we all commonly experience. I'm not really yelling at it either. It's kind of just an inconvenience. An uncomfortable... a non-comfort, an uncomfort? I don't know how you would say that. Except for those who live in areas of constant weather, which the last few decades has been anything but, I'm sure. I heard that the burning during re-entry isn't because of friction, but because of the compressed air underneath it. Is this true? Yes. Plasma. It compresses the air that it ignites, essentially, in a plasma. And then it's the heat from that that causes the burning and the need for insulating ablative protection on your capsule. Gotta protect your capsule, everybody. It is also how it slows down, yes. If you ever used a can of electronics duster, it gets cold when the gas expands. But in reverse, times 1000. Yes. That's what I gotta put on the wish list. I have been using those in the garage just to, like, as a air blower to, like, but I ran out during the great thermostat re-threading of 2022 because of all of the metal flakes and chips everywhere from needing to drill out the busted bolts and holes. I should just put one of those cheap air compressors. Like, that's the only thing I would use it for, would be for blowing. Like, it doesn't need to be able to power any, like, air tools or anything like that. Just a cheap air compressor that I can go with. I guess I could use it to inflate tires too, which, whatever, but... Just gotta go... Yeah, just like, yeah, like I said, the little cheap little ones that just look like a little spaceship, the little hockey puck ones. Add it to the list! I do have a shop vac there, because ours really sucks. Like, not in a way you would hope that a shop vac would suck. Because it's just one of those small little portable 2-gallon ones. Pancake, that's the word I was. I knew it was like based on some sort of food. Pancake compressor. The Harbor Freight special. I don't know, I've heard that anything that plugs in from Harbor Freight is no good. So I stick to just getting like wrenches and hand tools from there. Worked great for 8 months. And yeah, and jack stands. No, those I returned and got my money back. It also only costs $50. You could buy 2 of those for the price of 1 that'll last longer. Surely that's profitable. That's what the dollar store exists to do. Campbell Housefield. I've never heard of that name before in my life. Is it not a American available name? An air compressor. Oh, East Coast thing. I mean, a lot like I got the angle grinder to do the rear bumper on the Datsun. They're all the same one. The same $30 angle grinder, whether it's Black & Decker like the one I got, or Craftsman or Steel or whatever the $30 angle grinder is. They all look exactly the same, have the same body and switches. They're all made in the same factory. We understand that. The Harbor Freight one. And that's the only time I ever used it. I don't know how many more times I'm gonna need an angle grinder, but I got one. Not really planning on doing any major metal fabrication anytime soon. Oh, I need some beds. Like I got Ryobi tools. Because I didn't have any like power tools, and I was getting really sick of like disassembling fenders and bolts and bumpers and grills by hand. So I got a impact wrench and a like extended electric wrench. And oh, look away, Cone. But like now, like Home Depot has like a sale where you buy 2 batteries and you get a free tool. And I'm like, I only got the 1 battery that came with my kit. I guess batteries would be good to have. But then I'm like, I don't know that I like need any other of these tools. I could get the drill. Because the girlfriend just has a old DeWalt one. Which still works, but like, it's old, so the batteries, you can't like buy replacement batteries or anything like that. Could get a jigsaw. Like, we might need one of those. If we work on the deck to like, cut stuff. I don't want a battery operate. There's also like a battery operated. It made me hear your betrayal better. My ear was pointed at the speakers because I looked away. Like they do make a shop vac, but I don't need my shop vac to be battery powered. And it probably sucks as well because it's battery powered. So yeah, I don't know. I don't need a driver. I'm not screwing and unscrewing things very frequently. That can't be handled by the drill we already have. So yeah, I don't know. Like, it seems like a good deal. It's probably not. They'd still make money on it, but Like, the things we do want, like the girlfriend wants a chainsaw. But we can't put that on our throne. Because here in Washington State, you need to, like, register your chainsaw. It's harder to get a chainsaw than a gun. Also want, like, a hedge trimmer. We got this hedge that's just out of control. Out of hand. It's out of hedge. Is it because of the illegal logging? No, I think it's because of the dangerous chainsaw. I don't know. I don't know the reasoning behind it. But you gotta register when you buy a chainsaw of any kind in the state. I don't know if it's nationwide, but could be. So yeah. I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, I could use that. Or not. Does she want to build a lumberjack dynasty? No. We do, I mean, like, immediately she wants it for all the... We did have people trim the trees. But, like, she had, like, her friends from school who know how to do that. So, like, they didn't haul away any of the limbs and stuff. So we got a yard pile of tree limbs that need breaking down. But then also, like, that is... Like, she's not going to go into logging, but, like, she's going into parks and forestry and natural resources. That'd be nice to have a chainsaw. But yeah, I can't really think of anything else I would... Well, any other sort of battery power tool. I mean, they have an angle grinder. That would have been nice to have before I got the plug-in one. Not now, sorry. But yeah, I don't know. I think about these things too much. And then the sale ends and I'm like, I should have done that. Lawnmowers? Well, she just had our lawnmower, like, rebuilt. Because the carburetor kept gunking up. The lawnmower's fine. And I don't think the lawnmower is one of the free tools you can get with the deal. That would be a bit much. Then they have, like, weird stuff, like an emergency radio, FM radio, that you can, like, plug your Ryobi battery into. It's like, what? Or, like, a flashlight. Hey, Bob Stewart. I mean, we do need a good flashlight. The Ryobi flashlight is legitimately useful. Alright. Go on. You have my attention. You're selling me on this flashlight deal. Just like all the flashlights that we have are just the crappy little, like, small keychain sized ones, LED ones. I even, like, bought a couple, like the Amazon ones, and they just, like, you replace the batteries, they just, like, stop working. Or, like, the button is weird, so you gotta jiggle it some certain way to get the light to happen. But, like, an actual flashlight... would be pretty good. But at that point, it's like, well, why don't I just... should I get a Ryobi one just for the... because it's free when I buy a few batteries? Or should I just buy a Maglite or whatever, you know, like... Trapped, surrounded by ferns and foliage. I am, actually, what the heck? Vintage chainsaws don't need a license. Just buy one made before February 9th. What is it the 25-year rule? Does that fall under the same law as the JDM hearse? Left hand. Left hand chainsaws. Fantastic. Oh, that's a good joke. That's a good joke. Ah, well played. Well played. If there was a pink sheep up here, we would name it the left-hand pink sheep. Two double wielding chainsaws. I mean, what we need is one of those chainsaws on a stick. Maybe not chainsaw, but a hedge trimmer on a stick. I think you could just rent those. Probably. Boink. Wolfie's ready to go. Woo, watch your step. Indeed. What else is up and new? Nothing? Good chat. Yep, we're still flobbing after all these years. Photomisium is getting a new phone tomorrow. That's the I forgot honestly that with my phone plan I signed up for like the kind of pay for your phone and then after 2 years get a new phone from Google. And mine is up in like 4 months, I think. I think I'll probably end up with the whatever the newest Pixel is, the 6S. Not the super fancy one, I doubt that one. What do I have? A. A! I didn't know you were Scottish. I have 4A. That's right, like the A is for affordable. I have the 4A. I'll probably end up with a 6A. It's on sale now. I know, but I get it. Like, I think what it is I get it for free. Or I get it for exactly what I'm currently paying for this one in 4 months. I get the upgrade. So I'll probably end up with the 4A. The 6A has no headphone jack. Does the 4A? Oh, I guess it does on the top. Have I used it in the last 3 years? No. I mean, my previous Pixel phone didn't. The 2A? I don't know. Yeah, they like took it away, they put it back, and now they took it away again. I mean, I guess Google wants to sell their Bluetooth headphones. Yeah, I think that's it. I think I'm on the even pixels. I had a Nexus 5. I got the Pixel 2. I got the Pixel 4, and I guess I'll get a Pixel 6. Pallet Hands is on the odds. You're right, he is. So odds. The Pixel 2 was the one that just frickin' died. Just like, no, I'm done. I mean, in theory, I guess I don't need a new phone either. But, like, I don't know, I guess I'll just see what my options are in 4 months. Like, they might be like, you could just keep your phone and save what you've been paying for it, the fee, every month. And then just, like, own it outright. Or you could upgrade! Like, I can't even remember the last time I installed a new app on the phone. Like, what do I use it for? Oh, I guess, yeah, the birdwatching apps were the last one. They're still on there, because I need to figure out how to delete my accounts. But I never, like, bother to try. I don't need no birds tracking my activities. But well, that's the thing. When you upgrade, they just like transfer all your apps and settings anyway, so it's not even like getting a new phone. It's just a different hardware. The camera is slightly better. Ooh. Only if you tell it to. True. I mean, you could just factory refresh the phone that you have and get the same feeling. Need some wood. Phones! I was keeping my eye out for a pink sheep. Ooh, buddy. No, you're looking for a left-handed chainsaw. Are you legitimately looking for left-handed chainsaws? I feel like they're mostly ambidextrous. I don't know the first thing about using a chainsaw, so I could be wrong. Excuse? Oh, well, this was a waste of a boat. Yeah, I mean, just like the angle grinder, the little handle can be screwed on either side. Not to keep going on about the $30 angle grinder. Why don't you just marry the $30 angle grinder? Maybe I will. Maybe I will. Only a few more hours to the farlands. Yep. That's all it's gonna take. I guess. If you're offering, I'll take the wool. Yikes, suddenly like 27 chats happened in like the last 3 seconds that I looked away. What the heck? Has anyone worked out how long it will take? I'm sure somebody did. We're almost halfway there. Ish. There are 789 hours. Yours. Half. What is that emote? Ah. And what does it have to do with the sombrero? I mean, we have increased the pace. There was a spreadsheet that I have that figured that all out, that inside joke. Those are the best. Cubes. How is cubes? My emails. So now I have to make sense. Yeah, I feel like the pace, especially this last season, in starting to do more regular streaming, has increased, has quickened. Even if, like, the number of episodes aren't more, because we're not doing specific episodes. He's in a constant state of existential dread. Same as always. I mean, that is what happens when you buy and daily drive a Corvair. Ah. It's supposed to be my Corvair. Yet I'm still, even though I didn't get it, I'm still afflicted by constant existential dread. The heck? Listen, listen. Spoilers? Spoilers? We were just talking today, me and the girlfriend. I was saying that, I mean, the cross-track is great. Don't get me wrong. But I have been thinking, like, maybe we should sell her Mazda, which is quite long in the tooth. And then she could use the cross-track. And then I get something more interesting. and cheaper for what little driving I do. If he had the Corvair, he wouldn't have gotten the Datsun. So instead, yeah, I like how before I moved in, I sold the SVX because we didn't have the garage space. And now that we have the hearse, we have just as many cars. But selling the SVX was a good idea. that was a good idea. As much as I kind of miss it, I think I miss the idea of a nice one. Well, we wanna rip out part of the deck. I'm sorry, the front deck. Right now we have like a gate in our fence and a parking space, and then a gate and a driveway into the garage. If we rip out the deck, or at least this extended part of the deck, it's like an L-shaped deck, we could have like a round, not a roundabout, what's that? Like a horseshoe, a U-bend, where we could like go in a gate and then out the other gate. And it would be easier to shuffle around cars. No, U-bend. Is desert golfing on hiatus? Kind of. I still would very much like to play all the holes. I know the name of the playlist is Desert Golfing Every Hole. I'm still going to do that. But the summer sad gap got hold of me. And I lost the momentum. Also, yes, I would like to use it as a subathon. But now, again, we just talked about this. I waited too long, and I feel like nobody is doing subathons anymore, and nobody cares. That gimmick has ceded. I missed the subathon. Hype. What's the word I'm looking for? I just watched a subathon last week, but did you sub? The meta, what's it called when, like, something is new and shiny and interesting? Novelty, thank you, Kayla. Yes, the novelty of the subathon. At least in the circles I follow. Burning skeleton. Look at that guy. Oh, he's got...
What the hell is this? Some kind of tube?
Ziggy subscribed. Welcome to the subathon. Brand new sub in the tub. Much appreciated. Ziggy120. Up tub. Well, maybe I will. Maybe enough time has passed that everybody has forgot about subathons. So when I bring it back, and it's all desert golfing, people will be enamored. Absolutely enamored. And enthralled. I think I first watched when this was Justin TV. True, that is what my first partnership was with Justin TV. Back in the ye old days of July 2011. Also, I apologize for what must have been phenomenal quality streaming from me back in those days. Boats. Alright. Farlands or bus stream for July 29th, 2022. Could keep going. At least with Farlands or bust. Or I could switch to something else. I feel like we're doing good. We're talking. We have conversation. No dead air. And then I extend the Farlands live stream another segment, another hour, and then it's nothing but dead air. So we've run out of things to talk about. Let's go to sleep, and we'll quit while we're ahead. Internet. Ooh, that's a round number. Just don't look at the two. 43,300 megabytes. Heatwave desert golfing. Kaylee. You need to be a manager, a producer. What do like musicians have that like book tours and stuff for them? Come up with the themes and ideas and marketing. Agent? Agent sounds a little bit FBI. I think manager is probably it. Oh, I almost stopped streaming. I meant to